today I'm here to share with you my book haul from last month. I'm just going to be sharing with you the physical books I've received, so there's not going to be any ebooks and there's not going to be any library books. These are just books that I've either purchased or been gifted or sent by a publisher in one case that I'm now adding to my shelves. Before we get started, I'd like to apologize. I know the audio is pretty atrocious right now. One, I have a fan running, so if you hear or see that going on, it's over 100 degrees right now and my fans are not coming off. I turned off the air conditioner so you can hear a little better. And on top of that, my mic is not working. So I know the sound is bad. I do apologize, and I'll try to keep this brief because of that. So the first book is the book by the publisher that I was mentioning that I was sent last month. I got an email offer regarding one of my favorite series, which is for Pierce Brown, and the book is Iron Gold. This is the fourth book in the Red Rising series. I absolutely love this series and was so excited when they sent me an offer to continue to this series, to both read it for myself and then send this book on to a friend or somebody else. So we'll be having something happen with that later. The next thing is for my Secret Sister, which is Fiercely Happy by Jenny Lawson. This one I've been wanting to get my hands on for about a year now. Maybe more, give or take a few months. I've been really excited to read this. I've heard it's absolutely fantastic and to get ready for some really good laughs with this, but for some real life situations. Sometimes that could be a good thing. The next is some manga I've purchased at a used bookstore. So I'll go over those, and I'll apologize now if I butcher any of these names and as I read through these books here. So the first one is Blood Volume 1. And this is by Asuka Katsura. So I have yet to start the series. I've watched the first few episodes of the anime, but I've never read any of the manga. So we'll see how that goes. The next one, I'm embarrassed to say I've never even seen this anime. It is one of the biggest animes out there right now, and I've yet to start it. And that is Attack on Titan. I have volumes 1 and 2 that I purchased. And that is by Hajime Isayama. I hope I'm saying these right again. So I got the first couple volumes of that to get started. I don't know if I'm going to start the manga first or the anime. So if you have any ideas of which one I should start with, let me know. The next one here is this one, which is Akame ga Kill. The story is by Takahiro and the art is by Tetsuya Tashiro. So they did a collaboration for that one. Black Butler is the next one I received. This is volume 1 for that, so I can start that. I've started the anime on this. I've watched probably the first 10 episodes so far, and I'm relatively enjoying that. This is by Yana Tabasso. And then after that, this one, I've played the video game. I've yet to read this. I know it's a short little manga series. I wish I had the other ones. And that is for Scott Pilgrim. This is volume 1 here by Brian Lee O'Malley. I have heard some hilarious things on this one, so I'm excited to see where that goes. The next one is from a favorite anime of mine from my years and years ago, going back to my earlier days of middle and high school, and that is regarding a mess there, of Sailor Moon. This is for Pretty Guardian, volume 1, and this is by Naoko Takeuchi. So I've actually never read any of the manga for Sailor Moon, which is kind of sad. I've read their biography books and other parts for that, but never actually read an actual manga for that. So then I'll be starting that. The next one is I have another volumes 1 and 2, and that is for RG Vega, right here. Sorry, I'm trying to show them both to you, but that is by the artistic team Clamp. So they did those. The last one here is from Manual for a Model. This is volume 7 to continue a series I already have. This is by Lee So-young. I actually haven't started reading that yet, but I have a lot of the other volumes, and when it's only a couple dollars, I might as well keep it going. The next one is from the Neon Genesis Evangelion series, which I have definitely seen all the anime for, but I've never read any of the manga again. This is the Shinji Ikari Detective Diaries, volume 1. So this will be exciting to read. These are all pretty fast reads. I'll just sit down and probably read several of those at once. The next one is actually a replacement to a book I technically already own. And a series I started years ago and never finished. I need to get back into it, but my copy was in horrible, horrible condition. I do not know how this happened, but somehow between people borrowing it, reading it, and family using it, and moving, the cover literally got torn off, and I had to replace it. That was a no-go. And that is for The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan. I actually have the first 12 or 13 books of the series, and this first book, though, just got mutilated and had to be replaced. The next few here are books that I bought kind of on a whim, which I rarely do, but they were only a couple dollars from the used bookstore. The first one is a series by Robert Liparulo. I hope I'm saying that right. It's these two right here. It's for the Dream House King. So I got book 1 here, which is House of Dark Shadows, followed by Watcher in the Woods. I do apologize. I keep looking over at these. I don't have all the titles and everything memorized. I'm terrible at that. And this is one of my first videos. So bear with me. Oh, I'm sorry. I have 3 books by that series. How embarrassing. There was Gatekeepers as well. So I bought all 3 of the first books for that series. And the next one is I don't know if it's a duology, if there's more to this. I still have to look into this more. They just sounded interesting. Henson and Fear, I guess, wrote these. And the first one is The Magician's Workshop here. And then book 1 and book 2. I don't know if there's more to these, but they sounded interesting, and the covers and titles caught my attention. So those are my little whim purchases for a couple dollars each. So I hope I like those. The next one I technically own on my Kindle, but it was from a review copy, so I never went beyond that, and I wanted to actually own my own copy of this, and that was, I know it's paperback, it was The Iron Trial by Holly Black and Cassandra Clare. I absolutely am loving this series. It's somewhere between middle grade, young adult. It's really reminiscent of a lot of some of the series that I've loved, and including like Harry Potter and such, so I've really enjoyed that one and want to own some copies of this. And unfortunately, they did not have it available in hardback for some reason, but they did have it in paperback, so I guess I'm going for a paperback collection on that one. This was a recommendation by my niece, so I'm hoping I like this one, and that is The Edge Chronicles Beyond the Deep Woods by Paul Stewart and Chris Riddell. So I'm hoping I enjoy this. It just looks like an easy middle grade quick read, but she said I'd probably get a kick out of it, so why not? The next few are some series hole fills that I'm trying to fill in. I own part of the series, but I do not own all the series. And I try to always continue to have it. I like to actually binge series a lot, so I got several little holes to fill in of various books and authors. The first one here is for Lord of the Vampires by Gina Showalter. So I have at least one other book to this series. I don't know which one at this time. I'm sorry. But I do have some other books that are part of that series, and I needed that volume. Part of the Discworld series. I'm always looking for more of these. I only have a few of them. They don't seem to be super easy to find without paying full price. And this one's for Masquerade here, so I now have that one to add to my collection to continue that series. The next two are by Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child. They've done a series together here, and this I have 2 more books to add to that, and that is Still Life with Crows and The Wheel of Darkness. I didn't have these 2 for their series, and I needed to get those in. The last books I have here are all by L.E. Modisette Jr., and they're all for the Saga of Recluse, and I have some of them, but not all of them. I think these are all in the later part of the series. I have like the first 10 or so, but didn't have after. So now I have a bunch of those I get to fill in, and these are not in any order. I do apologize as to what the series goes, but these are the ones I got for them. I got Order Master, Natural Order Mage, The Wellspring of Chaos, The White Order, The Magi of Sidor, and The Scion of Sidor. I hope I'm saying all those titles right. So that's all I got in June for my physical books. I didn't do a lot of personal big shopping, just trying to save up some money for some other things right now. But I did have a few, and I wanted to share those with you. Anyways, hope everyone's having a great day, and I'll catch you next time.